This is your sign, my friend, that you will meet your special person. You may call it your soulmate, you may call it your twin flame, or your best friend, your other half, however you call this special person of yours that already, of course, lives somewhere. You will meet him or her. I want to talk a little bit about this because this is a very special thing that happens in our lives. Like, I met my partner Maya almost 12 years ago. And we met at a time where I was completely not looking for a girlfriend, for a partner. I was not looking for that. My mind was somewhere completely else. And many times that's a great reason why it happens, because we're not looking for it. Those who are constantly searching usually find when they stop searching. Have you noticed that? I'm not saying that this will happen to you this way, but I know so many people who are today in very deep and wonderful relationships. And all these people actually have met their partners that are maybe today their husbands, their wives, actually where they almost have given up on this quest for finding, a soulmate or a partner. And I will explain why is that, because there's actually a great mechanism behind this. Yes, there's a great mechanism behind this. Why the universe brings us the desires when we actually stop wanting them, or when we give up on wanting it. Well, firstly, I will take you for a walk. We are deep in the forest at a very wonderful place, and I came here to do some forest bath, and when I come to places like this, once again they inspire me, and then I'm like, there's a message that needs to come through, so here we go. So why our desires manifest when we actually quit desiring them? Well, there was a neuroscientist who discovered that our brain works in different frequencies. Most of the time we're in this, what they call beta brainwave frequency. When he was researching his own brain, he wanted to shift his frequency. So he plugged himself into the computer, his brain, so he could measure what's happening in his brain. And then he was using different meditations and mantras and affirmations and music, different sounds, and nothing has shifted his brain. Nothing worked. Until at some point he said, oh, screw that, I give up. And his brain went into a slower alpha brainwave frequency. So he discovered a great secret of any manifestation. He discovered that things shift when you stop wanting them to shift. Things shift when you stop desiring to shift. Things shift when you stop trying them to shift. When you give up. But here's a very interesting thing. You don't give up on the intention. You give up on trying to force it to happen. So it goes for anything, but today I'm navigating this subject, as that's what I felt, for a specific person in your life. You may not know who she or he is, but you may have a very deep feeling that that person is somewhere out there. You would love to maybe meet that companion of yours due to certain reasons. But you need to understand that the universe already knows when to put you guys together. The universe already knows, and I will tell you how I can know that for sure. So when I met Maya, I was definitely not ready for a relationship. I was not even looking for it. I was in completely different waters. So back at that time I was very passionate about extreme sports, mountain biking, freestyle mountain biking. I was competing, I was doing it. Like my plan was to do it completely professionally, go all in, and that's also what I did. And at that time it was 2000, we have many animals around here. It was 2012 when I met Maya. And that was the time when I was fully in that sport. And actually any relationship was a distraction for me. But an interesting thing started also happening to me back at that time. I've started kind of questioning my life. You know, when we start questioning our reality a little bit, and we come across some interesting books, some interesting subjects. So now when I'm looking back, I'm noticing that's when I've started spiritually waking up, questioning reality, questioning everything. Why am I doing what I'm doing? And so on and so on. And that's when I met Maya. So now when I look back, because me and Maya are doing all of this together, you know, I'm also an artist, I'm a painter, and we've built this community of same-minded people that we're serving every single day. And the universe knew that we are ready. So that's why we came together. And we came together because we have qualities that needed to come together. Like, I'm just one side and she's the other side. She's like the opposite of me. And when we came together, all these qualities created a big picture that now serves a higher mission. So I've noticed that the universe truly puts right people together when everything clicks. So it doesn't matter how bad you want something, or doesn't matter how much you are trying to, you know, maybe force the outcomes or whatever, you will only meet the right person when things will click, and you don't know when it will click. Maybe when you will surrender it, maybe when you will start living your life to the fullest, and things will change. Because one way for things to click is so you start showing up as the best version of you can be. That's how the universe knows. So you're ready. Back at that time, I was being the best version I could be for myself back at that time. I was doing my best, working out, living my life to the fullest. I was a very happy person, excited, passionate athlete. I was doing my best, and when me and Maya met, she loved that part of me, and I loved her support. So everything clicked. We knew this is it. If you would ask Maya, she would say, I knew it the first day. You know, this first sight love, or how they say. This is real, my friends. This is real. So when you meet a person out of wrong reasons, like you try to force a relationship just because you're lonely, it's not the healthiest method. You see, we experience loneliness not because we feel alone, but because our soul is calling us back to ourselves. You see, most of the time people spend their lives in their thinking and feeling loop, and that pulls them out of their soul. They spend most of their time in their outer world, thinking about things in their lives, and then emotionally attaching themselves to what's happening outside of them. Like, nothing wrong with them, nothing wrong with that, we're all doing this. But if you get too focused on the world outside of you, you may forget what's your part in it, right? So the part of spiritual awakening then is, or the purpose of it is, that the soul starts calling you back to you, and you recognize that there's something you've abandoned about yourself. And that's when people start experiencing loneliness, they actually start experiencing callings from these abandoned parts of themselves that they've been feeding as little kids when they've been having fun and playing around and sharing their creativity and all of these things. That's what loneliness is, calling back to yourself. So if you've been looking for a relationship because of loneliness, you've been truly longing for a relationship with yourself. And when you start cultivating a greater relationship with yourself, that's when you become a magnet. That's when the universe notices that you're ready. But there's so much more to it. So let me share everything. Are you ready, my friend? Are you ready? So, one thing is that you start cultivating a relationship with yourself. Another thing is that you start noticing why you've been born at the first place. Because here is where relationships come into place. Because when you start noticing why you've been born at the first place, you notice that by cultivating a relationship with yourself, you start noticing your childhood dreams once again. Just, some time ago, me and Maya were watching a movie called Life's List, I think. Basically, a story goes that a woman who has lost herself a little bit in her adult life came across her life's list from her childhood, where she has written down the things she wanted to do when she will grow up. And then she started slowly checking this list, and her life changed completely. She started doing the things she set up for herself when she was a little kid. And that's how she found a dream job, she found her true love, she found or rediscovered many passions of her, and her life changed completely. A very beautiful story. You should watch it if you're in this phase of your life. So, when we start cultivating a relationship with ourselves, we discover that there are abandoned dreams of ours, abandoned passions of ours, abandoned purpose of ours that we knew when we were little. We all knew we were connected with it. You may say, I don't know it, just because you think what you were doing as a little kid was not important or what was special about you. Maybe you have a great creativity, maybe you have a great way of storytelling, or whatever it is. You need to rediscover it, what it has to do with relationships. Well, everything. Because once you discover your purpose or your passions, your childhood dreams, you start working on it again. What changes? Well, you start fully living. You start fully living your life. Why does it matter? Well, because your frequency changes. You're now living in a higher frequency. This is the real sign to the universe that you are ready. Because when you meet that special person, you don't meet that person just to have more fun in your life or to have company in your life. You meet that special person because it's your other half. It will help you where you struggle the most, and you will help him or her where he or she struggles the most. And sometimes, it's not just about us. It's about our lives. It's about our service. It's about our jobs. It's about our communities. So universe knows that at some point you will need help on your path. You will need support on your path. The universe already knows all of that. You don't need to worry about it. The only worry you should think about is how to create your life more fulfilling, more whole, how to live more to the fullest, how to make the most out of your life. This is the only thing you should really think about, because it will connect you to everything that matters. And then, all of a sudden, you will meet that person that will resonate with your frequency to such a degree that you will think it's not possible, but it is possible because it happened. Yeah. I can tell you that because I've experienced that. Like, me and Maya connect on so many different levels that, you know, sometimes when we travel, people actually ask us if we're brother and sister, because some people say we also look alike. And that's what sometimes happen when we live together and our energy matches. We also start to look alike almost, because we truly become one. That's like what they call twin flames, when two parts of one flame come together and they become one. So it's not about desiring it to happen, because life already knows that it must happen. It's a law. You know, everything that clicks together will come together. Everything will come together. So it's not your job just to desire it. You can have an intention, but then let it go, because wishing it every single day means that the problem is somewhere else. The problem is maybe that you think that other person will fix your life, or you may think that other person will make your life more fun, or you think that other person will make you less lonely, or you think that other person will make you more fulfilled or whole. And there's a lot of truth to it. That other person will make your life so much better. So many things will get, better and more complete and whole. Yes, it's all the truth. But firstly, you need to be independent in this. You need to independently know how to make your life complete and whole and beautiful. You don't need to be perfect to manifest. This is another false idea. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to live a perfect life to manifest these things. But you need to make sure that you keep growing, because the source of joy is growth. Oh yes, the source of joy is growth. And joy leads you to higher levels of vibration. Joy will lead you to more enthusiasm. More enthusiasm will lead you to more inspiration. More inspiration will lead you to more bliss. More bliss will lead you to more wholeness. More wholeness will lead you to more love. And more love will lead you to more, well, whatever can be above love. Maybe just more love. So you see, it's not the point that you try to make your life perfect, or that every single day you wish to meet a special person. It's about focusing on growth every single day and accepting life's challenges and reflecting on childhood dreams, childhood tasks that once you said, when I will grow up, I want to do this. And start doing it fully, completely. Devote yourself to it. And you will be surprised, because one day that person will show up and you will be like, oh, here you are. I knew you will come. Yeah, it will happen, and I can promise you that. So I told you at the beginning, you will manifest that special person. You can be intentional. You can even visualize how he or she looks, how you feel around this person. This is very important, because that's also how you know if it's not the right person. If you don't feel like this around this person. Think about, how would you love to feel around that person? Is it love? Is it gratitude? Is it openness? Is it feeling safe? These are all the energies I feel with Maya, for example. I feel loved, I feel safe, I feel understood. almost the only person in my life that completely understands me. And it's a blessing, it's a miracle. So you can think about these things, like how would you feel? Because when you will meet that person, energy will tell you if that's the truth. Energy will tell you if that's the truth. If you feel like you set for yourself that you want to feel around that person, then that's it. If you can be open, if you can be yourself, if you can be completely authentic and honest and truthful, and that person will still love you even more, then you know this is the right person. This is it, my friend. This is it. Congratulations. So, my friends, I hope you've enjoyed in this beautiful place, in this walk in a forest. I hope you found a great value today. This was a beautiful topic, and I'm sure there in the community there's many people who have already met your special persons. Share your stories in the comment section so we can see different perspectives. Share your stories, my friends, and to those of you who are still there living your life and maybe waiting for that other half of yours, keep living your life and know that the universe already knows that you will come together. Everything is already aligned and you don't need to worry about anything. Make sure you live your life. Make sure you live your life, my friend. I will leave you here. Big thanks to all of you for choosing to support my art, buying my paintings on AttractPassion.com. The link is in the description of this video, where you can find many of my paintings that can also support you on your journey. So check it out. They've been all created from a vision. I see them, I paint them, and I share them with you. So check it out, which one resonates with you the most, because it means it has something to give you. And also big thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content, guided meditations, and deeper conversations. Check it out, see you there, and till next time, one love.